Hello there, my lovely jewelry makers. So in today's video we're going to be opening up a mystery bead box that was kindly sent to me by the storytelling jeweler. So we're going to have a little look at what's inside and see if we can make some jewelry. So let's get on with it, shall we? So here we have the box, so it's pretty substantial. Now I do just want to mention that this is not a subscription box, this is a one-off box that you can choose to buy, and it has a theme and it's curated by Erica, who runs the company, and basically came up with the whole idea of all this. So you do get an idea of what you're getting inside, so it's kind of made on a theme as well, and the point is that you're getting basically the value of all the beads that are inside are higher than what you're paying for this box, so that's always a nice thing. And they do other boxes as well. This is just the one they sent me to try out. So this specific one is the Elegant Bead Box. Now before you buy it, you do actually get a sense of what's inside. So you can see the contents, but the mystery side of it is that you don't really know necessarily what colors and finishes that you're going to be getting. So that's why there is a bit of a mystery to it, which I actually like. But like I said, it's going to be curated by Erica. So it's all things that she likes and things will go well together. And of course, before we dive in, I'm just going to mention that I'm going to leave links in the description box down below straight to this one, but also just to the website in general. So you can have a look there because it is quite interesting and it is a little bit different than anything I've seen before. But enough talk for now. Let's just dive into it because I'm curious to see what is going to be inside of here. So like I said, a pretty sizable box. We've got nicely packed here. Oh, a lot of bubble wrap, always nice and safe with that. And this is then the contents. So this is quite a small box compared, but we are getting beads and beads tend to be quite small. So we also, oh, this is a pencil, Preciosa. I didn't even know that existed. It's kind of cool. Can never have too many pencils. And not sure what this is. Looks like it's a little chocolate. I don't know if that's just me thinking that, but it looks like a little kind of chocolate that you get in hotels or something, obviously with their branding on. Yeah, from looking at the back, I think that's a little chocolate. That's cute, and that's really cute actually with their branding on that as well. That's a nice little idea, along with that pencil. It's actually quite a cool pencil. Pure white, and then just that Preciosa in silver, which I like that it's silver. It's my favorite metal, although copper is a close second. Actually, I just realized, hey, hang on, the end of it, if I can get it to focus, well, it's quite dark, it's actually a bead. That is cool. That's a little different, so that kind of makes it even more special, and obviously kind of makes sense with what it is and what Preciosa is. That's pretty cool. A cute little added extra. But this is then the main content, so let's open this one up. I think I'm just going to get a little bit closer. So this is the actual box for this kind of little kit, you could say, and as you can see, it's the Elegant Preciosa Crystal and Pearl box. So that is the theme of this specific box here. So nicely packed in that larger one. Obviously it needed to accommodate the pencil, quite long, but also nice and safe for shipping. And let's just dive right in, and it seems like, I'm going to say, and it looks like it is, basically packed full. Right, so I think I'm just going to literally dump all of them out so we can have kind of, try and do a somewhat organized look. And then just put this to the side. I'm trying not to look too close because I kind of want to go through it with you. But I'm seeing some sparkles. I'm just trying to kind of push things a little bit out of the way. And I guess literally just grab something and have a look at it and see where we go. So I think I'm just going to grab the bags at random and go through them like that. And it looks like all the beads are basically individually wrapped or packed in these bags, and then they say what it is that's inside. So that is nice. So you actually are going to know for sure what you're getting, not just kind of guess. So here we have 3mm Preciosa bicone beads, and the color is black diamond. So let's have a little look, because that's another thing with some of these beads and Preciosa beads and that. A lot of the time you get a lot of sparkle. For instance here, the bicones, they tend to have a lot of sparkle. So we kind of got to just see that. I was going to say in real life it is for me, not for you, but as opposed to through the bag. So that's a lovely sparkle there. Nice color. I've never seen this color personally in real life. I've never tried this specific one. 3mm is a lovely size. I do like that. I started using that. 4mm used to kind of be my go-to, but 3mm has really kind of caught up with that. Beads in general, it's a good size. It's not too small and not too large at the same time. But anyway, so I am getting a little bit glancing at all of it, kind of an overall feel of the color theme. So it seems to be quite elegant and a bit neutral in the sense of monochrome. But we'll have a look obviously as we go. Next, I'm grabbing, these happen to be some other 3mm Preciosa bicone beads, and they're in jet. So they are black, but again, this is not even outside the bag, this is in the bag, and you can just see that sparkle just because of the shape of the beads. So lovely. And we have next some 4mm Preciosa round beads, and they are jet as well, so black. And what was that for? So actually, I know the different shapes, but you can see substantially, even though it's just 1mm, so 3mm and 4mm, there is a substantial difference in the size, but still they're not too tiny. So that's why I've really come to enjoy 3mm beads. They're just a really lovely size to work with. But anyway, so they're black as well. And again, they're round, but they're faceted, so they still have a beautiful sparkle there. Then moving on to 4mm Preciosa bicone beads, white opal. So we have some bicones, but in 4mm. So ones I just got to take a couple out because that white opal color and finish, I really do like that because it kind of has almost like an inner glow. So if you can kind of get that, if it's going to be showing through on camera. So it's not like an AB coating, obviously, but it does have a little bit of that essence to it. Kind of, it's not just plain white, but there is like an inner glow and some different colors in it, but very subtly. So very nice. And they were 4mm, yeah. And so far, and it looks as well, just glancing over all of that, all of this will go together. So all these beads will work nicely together in the sense of the colors and the finishes. So I'm guessing that's also a part of the point of this, is that you can literally use all of these beads together if you want to. But then we have 6mm Preciosa round beads, white opal AB. So these are white opal like the ones we just looked at, but they are also AB. And I do love myself some AB, I'm not gonna lie. So they were 6mm and they're round, but again, they are faceted. That adds that sparkle. And 6mm, I love that size as well. And then you can just catch that AB. So it's not completely covered in AB, but it's kind of partly, which just adds that extra lovely sparkle and color as well. Lovely beads there. And next we have, let's grab this one. So 3mm Preciosa bicone beads, crystal AB matte. That is interesting. So crystal AB, pretty basic, probably one of the most common ones, and I use regularly crystal AB because it just adds and gives such a lovely sparkle, and it literally goes with everything. But these are matte, and I'll be honest, I've never seen that before. I've never tried kind of a matte version of them, but actually that is really lovely. So the AB part of it is a bit more subtle, but it is still there. That's nice. Next we have 4mm Preciosa bicone beads, crystal AB times 2. So I think that's the AB because I know of that from when I'm buying some bicones online. Sometimes you can get an AB, so it's just partly coated, but if it's AB times 2, it's then completely coated in the AB, and I think that's what it looks like as well. So we basically have that AB coating all over the bead, which is absolutely lovely, and obviously that's just extra sparkle, which you can never have too much sparkle. Next we have, again, 4mm Preciosa round beads, crystal Labrador full. So they are silver. They are very sparkly and metallic. Just have to see a couple of them. Wow. They're almost reflective. They're actually reflecting. You can see that a little bit on my fingers there. They're reflecting the light back off like a mirror. They are very beautiful. And I love that it's silver. That's my personal preference over, say, gold. I'm really happy that it's kind of more of a silver theme. And here we then have 4mm Preciosa Bicone Beads Crystal AB Matte again. So that's the 4mm version. And we have 10mm Preciosa Ravioli Rivoli Jet. So these are, I guess you could basically call them like a cabochon, except obviously it doesn't have a flat side, but there's no hole. So that's what the Rivolis are. And you basically need to capture them in a different way, like you would do a cabochon, for instance, or could do. So the shape is, you kind of have a little, it's almost a bit like a saucer, if I can keep hold of it. So it kind of comes out on both sides there, but there's no hole anywhere. But it has some kind of faceting to it. And again, even though it's black, it still has lovely sparkle. And then next we have 8mm Preciosa Round Pearl Pearlescent Grey. So we get some pearls in here as well. So it's not just all sparkles, but we still get a lovely sheen on these. So it was pearlescent grey, so obviously that pearlescent really has a beautiful sheen. So there's still kind of a slight hint of some AB, but it's just not the sparkly AB like the others, but it's like that pearlescent one. Lovely as well. Still nice color scheme, goes with all the other things. And then we have 6mm Preciosa Bicone Beads White Opal. So we get some bicones that are larger here, some 6mm ones. That is quite nice as well, so far that we've gotten several bicone beads, but in different sizes. So it's not just like there's only 4mm or only 3mm, but so far there's been 3 different sizes. And that is very lovely. Then grab this one here. So here we have some 8mm Preciosa Chaton Golden Quartz. Looks interesting. So it's kind of similar to the ones before, the Rivolis. But I can just kind of get one out and keep the others safely in there. What you'll find is it's kind of similar on the one side. Yep, thought that would happen. Where it kind of has a bit of a peak to it, which is the back, and it's coated. But this is then kind of the feature, and that is very beautiful. I'm not sure you can really pick that properly up on camera. I'll try and get it closer. Where it's just so mesmerizing looking into some of these stones. They're so beautiful. And there's just so much depth to them because of all the faceting as well. There's just so much beautiful sparkle and interest in it. And that is actually a really lovely colour. So it was called Golden Quartz, but it's not like gold or anything. It's just kind of almost a bit like a rosy tint to it, which is actually really nice. So I like that a lot. Oh, let me just get it out again. That would be lovely in a ring, that. And the sparkle from it. Nice. Oh, a pair of earrings as well. Already starting to play with my brain a little bit. All this sparkle, that's what it usually does. Next, we have some 8mm Preciosa Chatons again. Crystal Argent Flare Agent. Wow. And these are, so crystal, so they're clear. I just wanted one. So again, same principle, where it's kind of a back and a front. And then absolutely beautiful to look at there. You can kind of catch it. It's just really mesmerizing. So I'm very intrigued. I'm quite glad that actually in the box is including something like this. So it's not just beads, but you also get something like this, Rivolis and Chatons, and I'm very pleased with that. Then we have 10mm Preciosa Chaton Black Diamond. So the black diamond was like the first one we looked at, the colour, but this is obviously the Chaton and a bit bigger. So hopefully it'll pick it up because it's a bit dark, but it is very beautiful. Very lovely. And then that was a bit larger there than the other ones. Now we've already looked at quite a bit so far, as you can see, but there's actually still quite a bit to go. So let's just continue on. Next we have some more, Rivolis. I'm going to say chatons then, but Rivolis, 12mm Rivoli crystal velvet. So again the crystal, but the velvet part is intriguing. And also the fact that like on these Rivolis and chatons that we're not just getting one, but we're getting a few here. We have 2, but the others we're getting 4 in that. So that is really nice as well. So you're not just limited to basically being able to use one. So for instance, if you did want to say do a pair of earrings, or if you just wanted to make something multiple times or use them for different things, so you're not limited to just doing one. That is also nice, very beautiful. Now what's this here? I just kind of glanced at that. We have 15 by 8mm Preciosa Pear Pearl Magic Black. So that's actually kind of nice as well. We're not just getting bicones and rounds in the beads, but this is a different shape. So, get out. This is called a pear pearl. So basically, I would call it a teardrop shape, but kind of elongated. And that is basically just pure black. And then you have a hole there from the top to the bottom. Let's hope I'm not going to lose any of these. And then here we have, oh, what's this? 6 by 10mm Preciosa Drop Pendant Jet Hematite. It's a mouthful. We have 4. So, drop pendant. So that means, I'll just try and get one out safely as I can. It is basically a teardrop shape here. And first of all, it's partly coated, so it's kind of black base, and then on towards one side it's got that hematite effect to it. So basically a kind of metallic silver. But that is quite interesting. And then what we have is, what makes it the drop pendant is that the hole actually goes at the top there sideways. So that's how you would use it. So you could literally use it as an elegant little pendant. Obviously it's a basic teardrop shape, so there's many possibilities. We'll get 4 of them. And then next we have 8mm Preciosa Chaton Jet Hematite. So that is the jet as the base, and then again it's got that hematite coating that gives it that metallic effect. It's lovely, and even more shine to it, reflectiveness. So we are slowly getting through the bags here. So here we have 8mm Preciosa Chaton White Opal. Oh, that's nice. So I think so far most of the chatons and that have been quite dark, but these ones are then that white opal. That is quite nice. We get that as well. So that looks like this, where you get that slight hint of that kind of AB effect without it being the AB effect, but that slight hint of some color as well, different colors. So that is lovely. Again, I know I keep saying it, but I just can't help thinking that they are perfect for rings, and also because of the sparkle, because obviously a ring, you're moving your hand a lot, and then it's going to catch the light a lot as well. Now what is next? We have, ooh, these are a bit bigger. So we have 12mm Preciosa Cushion Cut Cabochon Crystal. Okay, that's a little different. Ooh, whoa, that is sparkly. Right. So cushion cut, so you can see the shape here is different. This is a square but with rounded corners. That is just absolutely beautiful. Freaking heck. Get it up close there. Wow. I know I keep doing it, but ring, wow, that would be beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. But we get 2, so we could do a pair of earrings. That would also be very beautiful. Wow, they were lovely. Very sparkly. Nice. And then we have some more drop pendants. So that is 6 by 10mm Preciosa drop pendant Jet AB. And we'll get 4 of them. So very much like the ones from not that long back, that far back. But here we have, instead of it being, I think, was it the hematite or something like that on the previous ones, these are AB on that part, coated part of the bead. So kind of one side is black and then you get poof, color. So blue, green, the typical AB, which I love. So that is beautiful, and that will also just catch lovely on the in the light with lovely sparkle and flashes of the different colors there. Now we have, I think, 2 bags left. 8mm Preciosa Rivoli black diamond. Again, that black diamond. It is quite lovely because it's obviously darker, so it's kind of like, it's black in the sense of the jet that I'm used to, but it's not solid and opaque like the jet. It still has clarity to it, which is really quite nice, especially on these kind of chatons and rivolis, because you can obviously see all that interest all the way through. Very beautiful, and 4 of them, so plenty for both rings and earrings and all sorts. Now final bag, I think. Ooh, 8mm Preciosa Rivoli crystal, and we get 4 of these. So again, this is like the ones just before. Most of them have been kind of on the darker side, but here we get a crystal one. So basically just the kind of basic crystal, but that is just so beautiful. So I'm quite happy that we get some of that as well. Just look inside of that, it's just mesmerizing. Ooh, pairing that with the cushion cut ones as well, kind of putting them into a piece. That would be lovely. So you have the different sizes and shapes, but they still go, well, obviously all of it goes well together, but still you have that same sparkle. So this is everything that was in the box, and we've gone through it now. I'll be honest, looking at it like this, I'm struggling to see how all of that fit inside of this tiny little box. That's quite impressive, but yeah, that's quite a lot, and I do understand why it has a high value. Definitely, you get a lot of stuff in here, and I am very pleased and can confirm that I think all of this goes really well together. So it was nicely put together, I will say that. And also it's actually a really nice theme, because even though it's actually quite neutral in a way, you could say, because obviously you get a lot of crystal, some blacks and silvers. At the same time, 1, they work nicely on their own, but 2, they also therefore pretty much go with anything else. So you can pair these with anything that you have yourself. Also, if you want to say use wire with them, which I'm probably going to be doing, at least on some of it, you can literally use any wire colors. So silver works, copper, and even gold if you want to as well. So I think that is really nice. Instead of say there were lots of different colors, then you would have to be a little bit more maybe wary of what you put together, but everything here works pretty much with everything else, so that's really nice. But yeah, I think that time has come where I'm gonna take a little bit of time, probably look at these for a bit and just stare into all that sparkle, but otherwise see if I can come up with some ideas and use some of it and create some jewelry. So I'm back and I've made some jewelry, so let's just jump straight into looking at it and also see what materials that I used from the box. So the first thing I used from the box was some of the bicone beads here, and the ones specifically that I used were the 3mm jet ones, so completely black there but still having a lovely sparkle. And what I ended up making was a simple little ring that looks like this. So basically it's just a piece of wire creating the ring here, but then I've added in the beads just as kind of a simple little feature, but because they are the bicones, they still add a lovely bling when they catch the light. But I thought it would go really nicely with the black bicones here with the silver wire. It would just make it really elegant looking. So a nice simple little ring. Also a nice ring to kind of make stackable rings, I think. So you could kind of wear multiples in maybe different colors. So that was the first ring that I made. Next, I grabbed these drops here. So specifically, it's the Jet AB ones. And they just caught me because I really like the AB coating on them. It just catches so nicely in the light. So I knew I wanted to use them for something where that was going to really be a feature. So my first thought was earrings, which is what I ended up making. And I made this cute little pair. So I basically created a little knot, you could say, with wire, and then added the drop there on the bottom. So because it's earrings obviously, and they'll be moving and dangling while you're wearing them, that's going to really help catch the light on that AB coating. Just lovely. And also because they're faceted even on the black side as well. So a cute little pair of earrings. Now moving on to some of the cabochons that were in the box. I knew I had to use some of those. So what I ended up using first of all is this 12mm cushion cut cabochon crystal. So this is the one. There were two of those, and it was the largest ones in the box. So I had to use that because I kind of just felt the need to use it for a statement ring. So that's what I ended up making, and it's something a little bit different. It kind of developed as I was making it, but the ring looks like this. So you can see that statement crystal there in the middle, and I chose to kind of make it so it was more like a diamond shape because of where the corners are placed. But I basically prong set it. So I created the ring band first, and then I prong set the crystal, and then what I did was on the side here I added basically some decoration in the form of little hearts, kind of in layers on top of each other. And this is what it looks like. So quite a statement ring, and a little bit extra, I guess you could say. I just felt the need to make something like this because I do really love kind of stones and cabochons like this, where it's just, I feel like you can look into them and it just seems endless, and all that sparkle, and like there's a whole world in there. So I really felt like it would be perfect to use for a bit of a statement ring. So this is what I ended up making. And I'm pretty pleased with it, something a little bit different. So the next thing I grabbed that kind of inspired me were, first of all, these pear pearl magic black beads. So they are also kind of drop ones, but the holes go from top to bottom rather than through at the top there from side to side, like the other ones that I showed you before. And then I also used an 8mm Rivoli crystal. And there were 4 of them, so I just used one, and it's just the crystal ones, because these drops here, basically what came to my mind was make a flower with them. I do often kind of get that idea when I see drops to basically make flowers with them. And what I ended up then making was making them into a flower, and then basically set that in, I guess, a flower shape behind them in wire as well. But then at the very center, I added that Rivoli crystal, just to kind of a little bit of pop of bling, but also I guess just kind of to cover up the hole in the center there a little bit, and looks like that on the back. And what I then did was turn it into a necklace by adding a pendant. So a pretty statement necklace, I would say, as well. And I really like the way that these drops contrast so nicely with the silver wire, and then that just pop of crystal there and bling in the middle. It just really makes it very elegant looking, I think. So a pretty cute, and at the same time a bit of a statement necklace, I guess. And then finally we have one thing left. So for this I used also 2 different kinds of beads here, but both of them being rounds. Now here, these were 8mm round pearl in pearlescent grey, and as you can see I used all of them. And the other ones here are 4mm round beads in crystal Labrador full. So basically just full on silver there, very sparkly and almost mirror like. So I put these together, and what I ended up making was this bracelet here. So I just kind of, something pretty simple. I have the 8mm round pearl pearlescent grey beads there as kind of the main focus. They're running through the center, and then I used the 4mm rounds in that silver around, or along the edges there, and I used wire to obviously first of all attach the beads, but then also to in between them kind of create this, almost these X's in between them. And then I used those beads on the sides kind of for spacing as well. And I just kind of continued it along the sides with just the wire there, because I did use all of the larger beads, like I said, and just turned it into this bracelet. So I thought it was worth just showing you how much is still left from the box. So I made 5 pieces of jewelry and also used a fair few materials, but there's still all of these left. So loads more jewelry can be made from this. Obviously, especially some of these rivolis and cabochons, quite often you might just use 1 or maybe 2 in a piece. So they'll go a long way. So it's just to give you a bit of an idea of how much you actually get in this box and you can make with it. And now lastly, I just want to mention, if you are curious about this box and all the lovely sparklies in it, of course I will leave a link to it in the description box down below, and they also do other kinds of boxes as well, so not just this specific one. Now they have also been kind enough to offer a discount code for all of you, so you can use the code CSLdesigns and get 10% off anything that's not on sale, and it lasts until the end of June. Again, obviously I'll leave the information and the code in the description box down below. Otherwise, I really hope you enjoyed this video discovering all these sparklies with me, and also I hope you like the jewelry that I made. If you do want tutorials for any of these, please feel free to let me know in the comments down below. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching this one, and I'll see you in the next one.